Hello and welcome to OverAnalysis, the show that makes you think. This week we're discussing Valve's recent Steambox initiative. I'm your host, Bryan Nissen. With me today is James Provinciali.
The James.
Dan Michalak.
Not the Dan, just a Dan.
And Joe Riggio.
The only Joe.
So you guys may or may not be aware, but I don't know how you're not aware, but Steam is seems like they're trying to join the console market with these Steam boxes that are basically PCs that are running SteamOS. And some of them have upgradable hardware, others don't. We're going to discuss all assets of it. We have a wide variety of opinions, as you'll see. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to talk about the thing that's most exciting for me first, because I'm the host, I get to decide that.
Aww.
SteamOS. Now, a little background. SteamOS is a Linux-based operating system that Steam or Valve is making just to run games. It's going to be optimized for that. You can install it on anything. It's going to come on Steam boxes by default, but you can install it on your PC, your Mac, whatever. For those of you who don't know, Linux, it's like a parasite. It can live anywhere. It's going to be open source. Does anyone have any opinions that jump out immediately?
It's going to be a pretty stripped down version of Linux. It's going to be open source, but at launch, it's not going to come with an accessible file system. You can't explore your system hierarchy. There's no program or application to view images. There's no built-in playback or streaming support, which is a pretty big thing of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4's launches.
Well, the Xbox One also had two other Xboxes to figure out what they were doing.
I would also argue that's not really an issue. I could be in the minority here, but what I'm going to do personally, because I know a little bit about computers and Linux and stuff, so I'm going to dual boot my machine. So you're not buying a Steam box.
You are going to use your PC.
I already have a PC
to run your games in Steam OS.
Yeah, I'm going to... right now, I have Ubuntu and Windows 8 dual booted on my computer. I'm just going to replace Windows 8 with SteamOS.
Yeah, and a lot of the Steam machines are actually coming packaged, dual booted with I think it's dual booted with Windows. But when you have this operating system that's supposed to be optimized for gaming, what's the point of dual booting for your gaming machine?
I guess I don't really understand your point.
With the Steam box, if you're going to buy the box, why have another operating system on it?
If you're buying the box specifically to have this, or you're getting this operating system specifically to have the optimized gaming, you're buying the machine specifically to have the optimized gaming. What's the point of dual booting then?
So what's the point of not doing it? Does it hurt at all?
The whole reason you have this operating system is play your optimized games, but you have to have another system on it to do basically anything else.
But it doesn't hurt you in any way to just have it on there.
But if you have these things like a file system and streaming and stuff, that's background processes that'll be running while you're trying to run your games. So with SteamOS, all of your hardware is going, from what I understand, going straight to the games. There's not much running in the background. There's Steam's I'm assuming their big picture mode as they have now with a little overlay. And that's basically it.
I guess since they have the controller for the Steam machines, that'll just be the default Steam on those.
But here's the thing: since we all know the library for Linux games on Steam is a lot smaller than PC games, and they said that you're going to be able to stream your PC games so they can run on the Linux.
Real quick, before I want to go any further, we actually have numbers on the amount of games available for each operating system in Steam. I just want to bring those up real quick.
As of this recording,
which is February 15th, 2014.
8:51.
Probably around 9 months, I'd say, before the Steam box actually hit the market.
As of this recording, as we said earlier, there are 9,784 games on Windows. I knew Steam had a lot of games, but
I don't know.
Crap.
And that's not even counting the non-Steam games that don't show up on.
Not show up on Steam Powered, you mean?
No, for example, Minecraft's not on Steam. There's a lot of games that not every game on PCs.
No, we're talking about games
Steam.
on Steam.
Yeah,
I know.
Steam service. Yeah, that are available in each operating system, or each major operating system.
So 9,700 and blah 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 for Windows, and 2,117 for Mac.
And then only 849 for Linux. But as a quality over quantity thing, I actually looked at like what games were on Linux, and it's like basically any source game. A lot of like really neat indies, like they got Rogue Legacy, they got FTL, they have Don't Starve.
But saying only 849 for a console launch, that is the biggest thing ever. Mm-hmm. And considering
I got a PS4 sitting at home with like three games on it.
Oh, I got NBA. I guess I could play.
But like, I bought games just so I'd have something to play. Like, I don't like the Lego games. I bought Lego Marvel Superheroes because I had nothing else to do.
I'm sorry, I totally get that.
Yeah.
What? 849 games at launch, considering that the entire Xbox 360 run, as of, I guess, today, was 1,119 games.
If you're going on that logic, then the Wii U launched
Is that counting
1,000 games because it's backwards compatible.
It's not meant for Wii U, though.
I want to, real quick, to your point, ask a question real quick. Is that AAA launch titles or also including XBLA?
That is including all. No, it's not including XBLA. It's only only physical games, but including exclusives, non-exclusives, and
so just AAA.
Yes,
that's actually more than I thought.
1,119, but 849 9 months before the thing actually comes out, which I say at least 1,000 of the Mac games by then are just going to be like, well, let's just put it onto the Steam box because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's in hierarchy.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, both Mac and Linux are based off a Unix environment, while Windows is based off a DOS environment. I'm being a huge nerd here, I know.
Basically, what he's trying to say is if a game's on Linux, it's not too hard to optimize it for...
It's more work.
Yeah.
In most situations, it'll vary from engine to engine, but in most situations, it's easier to port something from Mac to Linux than it is from Windows to Mac.
Should we talk about the different Steam machines?
Yeah, let's move on to the actual hardware.
There's about...
There are 13.
There are 13?
14 counting the prototype that Valve is making, which we know nothing about. I looked nothing about.
So, once again, just some background information for those of you who don't know. Valve is only making one Steam box, but there's all these different Steam boxes. They're licensing them out to other hardware partners like Alienware, Origin PC. Gigabyte. I love me my Gigabyte.
Which is the smartest move on Valve's part, because they're putting literally no money into it, and all they're doing is just, you could take the risk of putting out your system, just we're taking most of the money from it. So, of the 13 boxes out there, all I've been hearing about is, why not just use your computer? It'll be a lot cheaper just to build your own computer and boot SteamOS onto it.
So, Joe, you actually took some of the Steam boxes and priced them out, how much it would be to build them.
Yes, I did. I randomly picked 3 of them, plus the iBuyPower one, which looks exactly like the Xbox One and the PS4 having a baby, and actually cost $500, which was the same price. So, of the 4 that I did...
which were? Oh, you're going to go through them. Sorry to interrupt you.
Alternate, Digital Storm's Bolt 2, the Webhalen, and the iBuyPower. Only the Digital Storm Bolt 2 was more expensive buying the Steam box. Albeit it's more than $1,000 more than if you would build it yourself. But all the other ones, the alternate one is $1,200, not including a case and a motherboard, which add on maybe $200 to $250, which the price for the alternate is $1,300. It might be a little bit more, but it's actually a good system. But the $500 one, which is the price of the Xbox One, which also is more powerful than the Xbox One by, I think, 50%. This is just me trying to figure out in my head because I don't really understand the processors for AMD. But it was $679 without the cost of a motherboard, which needs to have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and a case was $679. Buying the iBuyPower itself, $500. It's no-brainer if you want a console like that.
So in some cases they are cheaper.
In most of the cases I found, yes. The only one is the that was $2,500.
Now, my question is, of the ones that are cheaper, how much let you upgrade the hardware?
The iBuyPower one is upgradable to like a little extent, but the most upgradable ones are the to be announced ones that don't have. We'll say we have a range from the NVIDIA like 760, I think they start at, to like the Titan, to 2 Titans. So I can't really get a price on it because they don't tell me what's in their base model.
For those of you who don't know, Titans are graphics cards that are way more powerful than anyone would ever need ever.
Batman doesn't use those.
Yeah, he's like, oh, too much.
But the only one that I can see will be exorbitantly more is the Alienware one, just because it has a little picture of an alien face on it.
I actually wanted to talk about the Alienware one real quick because I don't know a lot about it. What I do know is that it's not upgradable.
X51?
I believe so.
Yeah. Actually, no. They have actually been kind of flip-flopping on the Alienware, or not just the Alienware, like pretty much all the Steam machines, whether or not they would be upgradable. Basically, there's two Alienware models. There's the X51 and then one called just the Alienware Steam Machine. The Alienware Steam Machine is like, it's not quote-unquote upgradable. You can upgrade it, but it's a lot...
How is it not quote-unquote upgradable?
It's a lot smaller than any other machine that you're going to be upgrading. It's kind of... it's pretty difficult to. And Alienware, like the CEO, like originally they said that it wasn't upgradable, and then like, no, it is. It's just kind of difficult to.
So advanced users.
Yeah, but
it's like upgrading a Mac.
They're basically saying if you're really, really trying to upgrade your if you really want to buy from Alienware, you really want to upgrade, get the X51. Don't get the Alienware Steam Machine.
Because I remember hearing that the Alienware. One of the Alienware ones, it was like $6,000. They're going to come out with a new one every year, and you couldn't upgrade it. And like to me, that was just a gigantic kick in the nuts.
Yeah. They have a new version every year, right? Yeah. And that's where...
But for that much money, like if I'm going to drop $6,000, I want to make sure that it's viable.
The only way I'd drop $6,000 on it is if someone gave me $6,000 and there were two Titans in it. Because $6,000 for a gaming rig is ridiculous.
It would also need to make me coffee in the morning.
Well, how many USB ports does it
have? but this kind of leads into something that I don't understand about the Steam Machine. Not SteamOS. I kind of get SteamOS, but Steam Machine.
That's actually what I wanted to segue into. I think I know what you're going to talk about. Like hardware-wise, yeah, they're cool. Mm-hmm. But
I don't understand the purpose.
All right, I was going to say it more eloquently, but yeah, let's just.
I've been quiet for far too long.
I was more going to say, who are they trying to sell a Steam Machine to?
I know one person.
Because...
Okay, he's sitting at this table.
No.
I'm not buying a Steam Machine.
Totally anecdotally, I have a friend work. I work as a developer, so all a bunch of nerds. People play games a lot. And one guy doesn't do PC gaming because his exact quote was he doesn't like being hunched over. So, but he knows about computers and stuff. Like he has the ability to build a computer,
right?
But doesn't want to. But he would buy a Steam box because he wants to play on the couch. That's how he wants to play his games, and I respect that.
Right.
I would also bring up the point that we've all built computers here. Well, more accurately, Dan and James have built computers with my help. But my point is, not everyone has a Bryan.
Yeah, and the major thing is, yes, there is that niche market of your fan like, oh, I actually want to play like these kinds of games on the couch. But still, you have like everybody who's building their own PCs. Like they have like the customization. Like that's what they have the PC. They have the customizations. They can constantly update it. Everybody who's buying a console, they know that they're buying a console so that They're
buying even playing ground with everyone else.
They know they're buying a machine that will be able to run every game coming out from that machine for the next 10 years, and they'll never have to like open it up and upgrade it. Like that's why people buy consoles. That's why people buy PCs. What are they trying to do here?
Well, I argue that having a game system that you can't upgrade for 10 years is a bad thing because technology will advance in 10 years, and there'll be better processors, better video cards, better things. So to be able to instead have to spend all the money on a new system to upgrade it a little bit each time is a lot better for me.
But we're going back to his friend who has a completely valid point of not wanting to be like slouching over. But have you told him like about I forgot big picture mode?
Oh yeah,
big picture mode will solve your friend's problems.
Yeah.
I've said that, but he has his heart set on Steambox.
Well, I know, but like there is like big picture mode that's good for him.
I use big picture mode all the time.
Does he have a gaming rig?
No.
Your friend? Well, then the Steam box
He's got
is
like
perfect for him.
he's got a
If he wants to
super. He's got like a super. He does have a high-end computer, but it's got like 14 different Linux distributions on it.
Well, maybe it's a little too much fun to play his games on.
Yeah.
But so the Steam Machine would be perfect for people like him.
Yeah, so speaking of the people who buy Steam machines just wanting to play on the couch, the controller.
Oh yeah,
They
That's what I wanted to bring up next. Like, I think, go look at pictures of the controller. That's all I'm gonna say. It is the first real new controller design since the DualShock 1.
well, up until 2 weeks ago,
when they
redesigned it recently.
yeah.
Now there are no more touchscreen on the front. There are physical buttons, a dialogue,
But if you
left
look
out
at
my
the,
Wii.
and ABXY buttons.
the picture floating around of the...
You can say the Wii, James.
I
You don't have to
did.
mime it.
I'm saying you discredit my Wii. You said not a big change or whatever.
Well, I don't know if that's an innovation, more of a
Innovation of the age.
They threw a dart at a board and said, "Let's throw all our money at motion control."
All right,
And it bullseye.
we already did our Nintendo episode. Let's move on.
But when they were like in the demo video, if they were, what was it? It was Portal 2, Civilization 5. What else?
All I remember is the Portal 2 bindings.
Yeah. If you look at the Portal 2 bindings, like the buttons they got rid of or moved or whatever, those were just like that was a quick save, quick load. That was stuff that.
All right, that's why would you need quick save on all Xbox games or any other game? There's no quick save button. To have that functionality on a controller is perfect. Like, oh no, I made a mistake. Quick load.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess they moved it or something. We haven't seen like really.
Well, there was. I don't know
But
if there still is
for
now.
the-
A touchscreen on the back.
For the controller itself, though, it's supposed to like make keyboard and mouse people like want to use it.
No,
But I don't understand.
know.
Keyboard and mouse people are so dead set in their ways.
The
Like,
thing
I'm not a
is-
keyboard and mouse, but I suck at it. But like whenever, like I'm half and half. Like I'm trying to learn to get good at keyboard and mouse, but like right now, like I just got into Titanfall beta. I'm using my controller, like my Xbox controller, which
if
I
I'm
think
gonna-
is perfect. Just
I don't play like a lot of
For,
first person
PC
I don't play a
things.
lot of first person shooters like at all. But the games I play that are first person controlled, I prefer keyboard and mouse. Like I play Fallout mostly first person. I'll play that keyboard and mouse. But
I have a similar rule.
like
I play all the Bethesda games on PC, keyboard and mouse.
I think I like Skyrim on controller more, but whatever. But
I'm just not
Weirdo.
good.
But, like I said, the demo showed Civilization 5, which is like I've logged fucking 500 hours on that game. It's becoming a problem. This guy was
It's a solution.
You're an enabler. I always be like, hey Dan, let's play this. Let's kill some.
All right, guys. We're going.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm sorry. Finish your point.
Yeah, it's too weird. A first-person shooter or a strategy game, the people who are playing first-person shooters or strategy games are going to want to play keyboard and mouse. It's too. I don't know. I don't think this new controller that's trying to merge a keyboard and mouse, which kind of, I can see where they're going with that, but no, not really.
My whole thing is, I won't know until I actually physically have it in my hands.
And
That's what everyone says.
there are some. There's only one RTS in my mind that works well with controllers,
Halo Wars.
and it is Halo Wars. As much as it pains me to say it, that game really handled well. It was so easy to go pick your units to do anything. Really, it was just amazing.
All right, guys. We're running out of time. Does anyone have any final thoughts on Steam boxes, Steam OS, Steam controller, Valve, Gabe Newell?
He is the most beautiful, most perfectly proportioned man I've ever
No,
met.
Gabe Newell's.
No! He'll delay Half-Life 3 again.
Steam boxes, I don't see myself getting one, but I can understand why people would want it. I say it's a great idea, great move on Valve's part to make these things, and well, just to enable other people to make them for them, which is the smartest idea I've ever thought of.
Also, I didn't bring this up before. I just thought of it. I always felt there was a little bit of a barrier entry to PC gaming. Like I said before, not everyone has a Bryan to help them build their own PC.
You can buy one though.
And
You could, but like even then,
You're paying ridiculous prices just for brand names.
My conclusion, I guess, is like I understand, like, yeah, that's what Valve's trying to do. They're trying to get console people interested in PC gaming. I just don't know if it's going to work. SteamOS, that seems like it'll be, just nice to put all my games on that thing. The controller, that's going to be cool for some games, but in general,
Me, I'm super stoked for SteamOS. I'm actually probably going to install the beta at some point. I probably should have done that before this episode, but what are you going to do? Steam controller, like I said, I think is interesting. I'm going to buy it regardless. Steam boxes, I don't know. Time will tell. I do think they're really smart licensing everything out and not taking the risks themselves. Like, business-wise, they could not have done a better move. But
short term, I do say that the Steam boxes aren't going to do well. Mm-hmm. But considering their gigantic library that grows every day, and which more people will want to make games for, considering that it's on a console and there's more ways for it to get to people, I think in the long term, especially digitally, because it's only digitally, it's going to rule that market. That in the long term, the Steam boxes will prove to be a success.
I think SteamOS is a really good idea. I honestly think Steam boxes will fail really badly because the market. I think.
Yeah, the market's just not
there. I don't see the market because isn't an entry level $500?
Yeah.
Like people can play an Xbox One for $500, and the people who buy consoles are like, think about it. They're like, not everyone knows what we're talking about. Like, there's certain people buy consoles, and I think like 500. I just don't see it. There's no reason to get it. All the games they want to play are just going to be on Xbox One and PS4.
I don't think Steam boxes are going to court any of the Call of Duty bros, but I think
eventually.
No, never.
No, not eventually. All right, when COD ends, hopefully within the next couple of years, Titanfall's going to be on Steam.
No, it's on Origin.
Titanfall 2 will be on Steam because they only have exclusive.
No, it's EA. EA publishes it.
Origin?
Mm-hmm. We so off topic.
Oh, wait, no. I liked how Valve said, like, yeah, Origin could chill on Steam box. They even said it.
I'm not
all right. Okay. Well, with that,
yeah,
we're done.